Jimmy's going to become a professional snowboarder, so join me on the journey. Hey, I don't know how close these things are. Feel what? This whole vlogging thing, maybe I can balance it on the end of the board. Can I do that? I wonder how long I can balance it on the end of my board before it falls off. We'll find out. I don't know if it's in frame or not. Maybe a bit further away. Do you know what? I realised I'm just a very different person. I just have a different creative mind. I do things that's different. And sometimes you just have to do it. Oh, sorry, mate. Sometimes it's sliding. Oh. That'd be quite good to plan. Do you know what? I don't know where those thoughts and feelings come from. They just come out of nowhere. I have no idea. I've never decided to balance that on the end and see what happens. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my time in Japan. Oh. We're gonna have to change sides. Do you know what? I don't always think that production value needs to be a thing. I just think you watch what you enjoy. Whoa. And what I'd say right now is I'm having a really fucking good time. It's so simple, like, just enjoy the little things. Like, I've been thinking too much about the future instead of just living in the moment and enjoying what I'm doing right now. Fuck me. Walking with ski gear on, snowboarding boots. It's hard work, but it's good exercise. I've not been as fit as I have for a long time. I hope the sound picks up because the video is going to be absolutely dog shit. See if I can try and balance it. I don't know. I can always see the lens. They say in photography, if you can see the lens can see you. Normally the case that if you can't see the lens can't see you. Whoa, so these will be like a proper close-up. Oh, it's like one of those little labyrinth games where you have to tilt the ball. This is what I'm doing to get a better angle. Oh. The amount of crashes that happen around here, fucking mental. There was one last night. Mate, the roads are bare slippy. Like this shit that goes on, like there's an ambulance going up. It's pretty, I always overlook that stuff. And I go down at a decent speed. There's a girl in our house that's just had a concussion. I've only been snowboarding a week. And I snowboard like I've been doing it for a lot longer. I wish I'd had my GoPro mount for my helmet, because I did want to document fully my progress, and it's a really cool sport, and when I'm in a better headspace I'm really keen to do a little bit more of it. You realise that you can, within reason, almost do anything in life, but you just have to take action. I think people aren't doing what they said they were going to do. They just kind of sit there, do the same shit over and over and over again. I'm kind of fucked off with doing the same shit, and there's still so much I need to discover, and I'm in full control, I guess. Oh, I'm really excited to see what this turns out. That's another thing, I guess, the reason why I decided to record right now is because I was looking back through my YouTube videos, and it's something that I don't do that often. And I really enjoyed watching them. They put a big smile on my face. And it's made me relive that moment again. And I think for me, whoa, save that one, kids. Even on a slippy surface. Fuck me, it's so slippy. Luckily, we drive a 4-wheel drive, so should be alright, but the amount of accidents that happen around here is fucking mental. Can't believe it. But let's put it back on here. It's so much easier to walk like this. I think if you've never tried a ski season or a winter season, oh no, this is going to be a lot of fun to edit. Kind of all over the place. I guess my mind jumps from thing to thing so quickly. I've been learning that journaling definitely does help, especially when I'm about to make or do something that could affect the rest of my life. I think going forward, more in terms of the health stuff, because I am a bit risky and I have I live life on the edge a little bit, and I don't regret the things that I've done in my life. However, it comes to a point where you do need to act a little bit more responsibly. And I guess be an adult, which is funny because I always say that I feel like I'm a 7-year-old in a 28-year-old's body. I guess I won't necessarily I feel trapped. I was just thinking about that phrase. I'm a whatever age trapped in this body, and it makes you sometimes question what you've done. Where I'm trying to spin everything on a positive, and it's the only way that I can live, because otherwise I get sad. And I'll be honest, I'll never put myself in a position that makes me sad, because you don't need to. Like, you can actually choose where you want to be at any moment in time. The same with your actions. So I guess for me, I'm kind of putting myself a bit out there. You know, I've said before, I've said it a few times, I feel like I am a bit of a delusional optimist. But I'd rather hang on the side of hope than on shame and negativity. And that's the reason why I look at things in a positive way. How me walking up the hill balancing a GoPro on the end of my snowboard and it's sliding all around, it brings joy into my life. It's a little bit of fun. And that serious side of me, I'm not going to remove ever. However, I know when to manage that, or I'm getting better at learning when to manage it and when to let that be free. Because I'm not putting my mental health above anyone else. And like I said, the one thing I love to do is be happy. But I find happiness in the little things. I was sending voice messages and videos to my good group of friends, 2 lads that I've known for a long time, Jay and Mike. And I looked back at that and he said Jimmy vlogs incoming or something along those lines, and I guess that's kind of what I've been doing anyway, but this is just in a longer format and more of a true reflection of what goes on in my mind. Because I say it a lot, nothing of what I've ever done is scripted. Like, I have been kind of shy with sharing it, and it's still the element of judgment. But then I go back to the feeling I had when I looked back at my Bangkok vlogs and I was pissing myself. I was loving it. They're funny. And there is more than one side to every person. I guess that inner child doesn't always need to be locked up. You can let it free sometimes, but I guess you need to know when that time is. And when you become an adult, it's not as frequent as you once wanted it to be. So I guess that's where I've figured a lot out, and I probably wouldn't have done that if I hadn't documented it. So I kind of see these more as a documentary now than a vlog or YouTube video. They're just the labels. I kind of fucking hate labels because they, oh, let's do it and change. Yeah, I hate labels because they try and define one thing, and one thing is never really defined on one metric. It's weird because these kind of conversations, like the mind really fascinates me. And they're the kind of things that I want to talk about. So even though I'm really clumsy in other areas and very immature, the things that excite me and stimulate my mind are deep, meaningful conversations. Or what, I guess what society, for fuck's sake, I guess. Oh, it's funny and annoying at the same time. It's what society is deemed as meaningful and deep. And I just have to let it, I just have to let it out. I'm letting it go. It's easier that way. Oh. I think the best way to look at it, whenever you have those feelings, is think about the people that are around you. Are they going to care? The answer is exactly the same. If they don't care, then go and do it. If the ones that are around you do care, then go and do it, because it's the right one. Listen to the people around you, and if they think it's the right thing to do, and you also agree, then go and do it. Create what you want to create, go to the places that you want to go to. Be ballsy. Ask out the person that you've had a crush on for years. Jump out of a plane. Go do meth. No, scratch the last one. Drugs are bad, okay? No, seriously. Do you know what? Because I'm open and honest with it. Substances are a part of everyone's life. I don't think there needs to be a taboo on saying don't do drugs, because everyone does drugs. Your whole life is consumed with drugs, because anything you put in your body is a drug. Food, substances, information, it's all going into your body, into your mind. But what society classes as drugs is substances. You know, marijuana, MDMA, cocaine, sugar, nicotine, the list goes on. I think they have a place in everyone's world, but there's a dosage and there's a time and a place, and there's an individual that it's suited to. I don't think you should completely remove these things for everyone, because they're not right for everyone, but they are right for some people. So there we've had a bit of a deep and meaningful one. I want to try and get some more of the slopes. It's fucking annoying to pull it in and out all the time. Maybe I'll have it in my side pocket. But yeah, this could be absolutely dog shit and you can't hear anything, or it could be a masterpiece. We'll soon find out, won't we? Do you know what? In the moment of me pulling my camera back out and getting distracted at someone else taking a picture, I lost my train of thought. I think it was to do with exactly that, how the whole world kind of does document everything, kind of how privileged we are in this day of technology where you can post this online for free. It's kind of wild that you can remember every single part of something that you've lived, and it's a privilege. And I guess that's for me why I'm so grateful, and how I will keep on doing it regardless of what anyone else thinks.
Okay? Good?
Remove it completely. Give you a wobble, Jimmy. You're only 28 once. Next year you'll be 29. The year after that you'll be 30. And so on and so on and so on. Whatever you did when you were 18 doesn't matter anymore. So just crack on, have fun, and shred it up. The state of this. Wow. Not everyone likes the cold, to be fair, but I think it's fucking sick. a fairly flat section. I do want to get my, as I mentioned a few times, my head mount, so then I can fully snowboard. You can't really hold it while you're snowboarding because you move your arms around that much. I didn't realise just how much it is, but she's coming down thick now. Many snowflakes have fallen on my face. My fucking lips are killing. I need one of those little buff things. Forgot to bring it. I do have one. But for now, we keep on going. I also need to put my gloves on because right now my hands are fucking freezing. Oh, good fun that. Oh, good fun, but Joe, I've just done a few of the runs. I absolutely stacked it going through strawberry fields. Definitely shouldn't have been going through there. Way out of my depth. But went into drying my goggles. Once they're wet, they're fucked. But on the way out, I'd lost everyone, so I'd gone back out for another solo session. And I got chatting to some Aussies in my chairlift on the way up. And he, old grumpy man, he was a skier. In the end, he was alright. I had a few quick chats to him, but I was just thinking, I'll never ever see those cunts again. Never see those three people ever again. He was an Arsenal fan, and I was like, oh, says it all. But when I come across people like that, it makes me think, why are you waiting to be someone when the majority of the people that you come across are never going to see you and never going to speak to you ever again? And that's where I'm kind of like, you know where you should be, you know the right environment you should be and the people you should be around that appreciate you. And I've been spending too long trying to fit in. I've been doing it for ages, and I jump back every so often. I'll go and try and speak to people that don't want to speak to me. There's no fucking point, just crack on, do whatever makes you happy. I'm a broken record, but it's only because the short-term memory just doesn't exist. I find memory really fascinating. I don't know when it goes from short-term to long-term, but my short-term working memory is absolutely dog shit. It doesn't exist. I'm getting better at trying to remember the things that I have to do and small tasks, but realistically, I'm never going to be able to do it. My brain doesn't work that way, and I need to fully embrace that. I need to remove the negative feelings towards the way that I operate and just crack on and do what I want to do. So I guess that's why I go out and do more things solo. I let people decide if they want to do something with me. I'm a really loving person. Anyone that knows me very well, and I've been someone that knows loads of people. My network has slowly closed down to the right individuals, but I'm a very loving person. Love a good cuddle. Love to smile. Love to be happy. I'm a pretty stupid, happy little child. I'm getting better at the maturity side, and like I said at the start, I'm learning to manage those emotions and some other things, but it's easier going at it on your own. Oh, the GoPro has died, so we're resorting back to the phone, but I'm gonna head back soon anyway, because I'm gonna go out in the morning. Yeah, it's impossible to vlog with your phone because it's too cold. I can't be asked to take my gloves off, the buttons aren't pressable. It's too cold, but I'm gonna go out night skiing, so I'm gonna catch up with you later. It was a little bit annoying because my GoPro had run out of, I think it was storage on the SD card instead of battery, which is normally what happens. But I thought, I've never finished off. I've never really done a vlog where I'm just talking to the camera, not moving around. It is different when you're walking. When you're sat still, it feels different. It's a different environment. I'm kind of keen to explore those avenues, and each day I kind of learn something new, which is the reason why I do these. I switch between being very immature, silly, childish James to switched on,
hyper focusing and kind of sometimes overthinking. I'm getting better at it, but there's only a few more weeks left of this year, and I'm very happy with the way that this year's panned out. I've done a lot of really exciting things. I was looking back at the highlight video I made of the whole year, and it made me smile. It makes me happy when I look back at these memories. It makes me feel really grateful for the people that I've met and the things that I've done. And basically, that's to tell myself not to worry about the future too much, because I'm an overthinker. I do it a lot. I don't know how to get out of that cycle. I go between wanting to be very social and wanting to know everyone to not wanting to speak to many people at all. I guess I think way too much. I need to think less. Sounds really stupid when you say it like that. And I've said that phrase quite a lot. It's interesting how I remember certain things. I'm just discovering my mind, and I'm expressing it in the way that I think is right. And at the moment, it's talking to a camera, which I think is not human. But then again, we've adapted and we've evolved. And I think this is the way technology is growing. It continues to expand and something else new replaces it. I think podcasting is kind of the new social media, or it will be in the next few years. Even if it isn't, even if this doesn't become anything and no one looks at it, I've still made those memories and I've captured those feelings, and I try and turn them more into positive. And the way I do that is by talking about things that I've done that excite me and things that I'm looking forward to. So I'm really keen for the GoPro mount to come, so I can see where I'm going right and kind of ways to improve and just to capture that memory. Like, I had a really good session today. Every single day has been a new one for me. I continue to learn every single day, whether it's about me or the snowboarding. But I think what I need to kind of take a step back on, and I guess give myself a bit more time, know that I've got plenty of time. You really just need to enjoy the things that you're doing. I don't know if I've been into parts of depression before, but I know that I've had moments of sadness, intense amounts of sadness, where I feel like everything's swallowing me whole, and I can't really function and do the things that I want to do. And I don't like those moments, and they come and go quite frequently at the moment. I think it's maybe the world telling me that it's an intense moment of your life. The things that are happening right now mean a lot to you, and that's the reason why you kind of beat yourself up, because you want to get them right. You're trying your hardest to get them right, and because of whatever factors, things aren't going exactly the way that you wanted them to. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just not panned out the way you wanted to yet. And there's fucking loads of time, really. So getting hung up on that doesn't really help the situation. It doesn't help me improve and be a better person. It just stresses me out and turns me into a bit of a recluse. And I'm trying to be a little bit more social. And some people would watch this now and think, how on earth is Jimmy saying that he's not a sociable person? Because traditionally, I've never stopped fucking talking, and I don't really stop talking anyway. I just talk in the right capacity. I think I figured out where I fit in and where I feel comfortable. And when I'm not in that environment and I feel threatened, I'm not myself. I'm not the usual person that you know and love, the happy, smiley, relaxed individual. And I'd say it's the environment and the people that I'm around that turn me into that person. Now, I want to make it clear that doesn't mean the people around me are bad people or the wrong people to be around. They're just not the right ones for me at that moment. That doesn't mean at every single moment that they can't be, no one's one thing all the time. However, first opinions matter, and as a whole, if they've only seen certain parts of your life, they can only base you as an individual on the metrics that they've seen. So it's why I guess nights out at the moment I've kind of taken a step back, because it's not something that I'm interested in as much anymore. I think I more want to settle down and have a family and kind of get my life in order. Not forever, but for the next few years, because I have been partying lots and I have been exploring and been traveling, and it's something that I'm a massive advocate of. And I never stop people from traveling. I'll never tell people to stop traveling. You stop traveling when it feels right for you. And I think I've got to the point now that it does feel that I'm ready to start a new chapter, a completely different chapter to anything else that I've done before. And that's kind of the path that I'm pursuing. It is starting a new life in Thailand. It's not going to be in the UK. It never really was in the UK. I don't think anyone thought that I was going to live there forever. But I've been thinking more about my family, my immediate family, my parents, my siblings, cousins. Just before I came out traveling, I went to my cousin's wedding. And looking back at those pictures, again, I've had immense moments of happiness looking through those. Those are memories that I've taken, and I remember the feeling that brought to me when I took those pictures. And that makes me really happy. You know, I'm a very grateful person. I'm grateful for the family that I have around me, because they are very supportive. And I do think our immediate family is pretty successful. We've not had that many failed relationships in our family. There's only a few divorces, and everyone's health has been pretty good. Now, people die and people get divorced. It happens. It's kind of the reason why I always go back and say, do I want to get married? Because if statistically speaking that marriage is going to break down, do you want to have kids and get married and have all of these complications if it's just going to fail anyway? Because, yeah, a wedding can fail and it's cost you lots of money, but if you have children with someone and that relationship breaks down, then that's your life completely altered forever. You've brought someone into the world that you will care for forever, dearly, because you brought them in, but it's with someone that you no longer love, or you'll love part of them, but not them as a whole. And I don't know if you ever know that. I think I do with this specific individual, but no one will ever know. You can't predict the future. You can't write the future completely. You can come pretty close to it, though. So it's food for thought. It's something that's on my mind quite a lot. I've never publicised my podcast, but for anyone that does want more of these kind of in-depth, a bit more real, quote-unquote, meaningful, whatever the fuck that means, they're the kind of conversations I have. There is two types to me. I'm not just the childish one all the time. I don't know when that comes. It could be hit with a random happy memory and all of a sudden I'm back to 7-year-old Jimmy again. It is interesting. But we'll end that one there, mainly because I do have lots of other rambles that I've done over the last few days and other videos that I want to get to and edit. The editing side of things does take a lot longer than people realise. it's time consuming, but it's something that I talk about a lot. Time is very valuable. Make the most of it. And for me, I feel that is beneficial. It's time worth spent creating these memories, editing the videos to post online, because I look back at them and I'm really happy. When I was looking back at those vlogs from Thailand, it made me smile. I could go back and watch them again and again and again, relive those memories, and they're in detail. It's not a 6-second video of a bar or someone doing. It's not a 6-second video of someone at the bar or lying on the beach. As much as they're captured memories, yes, I feel like they're for Instagram, for everyone else to look at your life and go, wow, that's pretty cool. And I would say, yeah, I have a pretty cool life. I've done some amazing things, but I don't think I've done anything that's that unattainable. Not yet, anyway. I'm kind of scratching the surface. I am a delusional optimist. I do aim a lot higher. I know my worth, though, and I'm striving to be a better person every single day. So that's where I'm at with life. It's a bit of a mad one, but I'll finish with the main focus going forward is developing me, kind of removing the self-doubt, giving myself much more appreciation, and giving myself more time to get all my ducks in a row. I've got many ducks. They're just scattered all over the fucking world. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the end of this. You'll probably get some more snow videos coming soon. But in the meantime, have a good one. Much love.